Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm ScubaDaddy and today I'm gonna be showing you the best PvP only build that is available right now in Once Human, and that is available right now on my server. So if you didn't know, I'm playing in the same server as a lot of other streamers and YouTubers like Doomeries and stuff, and our server, the best build to do right now is literally the Jaws. The Jaws is this little pistol right here I'm holding in my hand. This little thing right here is one of the best weapons to use for PvP, and I'm gonna explain why, and why the unstable bomber effect is the most broken effect you can get on any weapon in the game. Now, of course, you would not use this in PvE, as the wildfire with the bullseye is a lot better than the Jaws, but the PvP one to use is the Jaws, and I will explain why once we get into in more depth of the build. The first thing you're gonna need is literally just the Jaws, which is very easy to get. It's 8,000 star chroma. At this point, I would suggest you already have this. If you don't, then what the hell are you doing with the game? This gun right here is one of the strongest weapons in the game. As you can see, I don't have a calibration on it yet, but I have some in my storage that I will be using, and I will explain to you which calibration you have to use. For the secondary weapon, you can go for whatever that is, literally like either a sniper that has bullseye, either the crossbow that has the bullseye, or the wildfire. You can still go for the wildfire if you think that the bullseye will add easily with the wildfire. You can just try the wildfire. I'm pretty sure there's people that are playing it with Jaws and wildfire at this point, but I'm gonna use the sniper because I want that long range advantage that the people with double pistol do not have. Now for the armor, literally just go for 4 savior as your set. I don't know why I have these boots on me right now. It's probably because I don't have the last savior piece, but yeah, go for savior. Make sure you have the shaman vulture top, because the Shaman Vulture top is literally what makes Unstable Bomber a lot stronger. After triggering Unstable Bomber, crit rate plus 35%, which will allow you, every time you trigger Unstable Bomber, you will have plus 35% crit rate, which will literally just spam Unstable Bomber on the enemy each time you shoot, which is pretty freaking strong. So make sure you have this. You really do need this. Without this build is not really possible, to be honest. So yeah, have this. Have 4 pieces of savior set. Make sure you go for 1 heavy duty gloves, as it gives you one of the best stats in the game. That's max HP plus 10%. So let's head over and see what the mods are we using right now. So just right click on your weapon. As you can see, I'm using the heavy explosives, and this mod right here should be illegal. I don't think this mod is balanced at all. Unstable Bomber inflicts stagger. And what does stagger mean? Every time you will hit somebody with an Unstable Bomber crit or explosion, or whatever you want to call it, it'll literally stun them. And this thing right here will literally freeze your enemies while you're actually doing a lot of damage, because it is absolutely insane. So this weapon, like this build, is really just focusing on the stagger. It's not all about the damage, because I can guarantee you the wildfire will do more damage than the Unstable Bomber on PvP. But this thing right here just makes it 100 times better. 100 times better. So make sure you have this heavy explosives with weapon damage or status damage on the bottom. I have both. Unfortunately, I didn't get it any higher than purple or blue, but for now this is what we have. Make sure you have either weapon damage, status damage, or crit rate. Crit rate is also good, or crit damage. So make sure you have that. Now for the accessories, what I like to use is literally the short suppressor, the combat reflex sight, the integrated laser sight, and the blue magazine. And this is the why I don't use this, is because it takes your accuracy a lot down, like takes it another 9 or 10 points down, 9 points down. So what this means, if you're shooting somebody and he's a little bit further away, the bullets were gonna go flying everywhere instead of the players. So make sure you have the blue one on. Do not use this one, please. This is absolutely dog. Please do not use this one. Just use the Amanda Pistol Mag. The blue one is a lot better. And if you want to go for anything like golden ammo, you can do so if you have a lot of tungsten and a lot of parts to create the one that uses Unstable Bomber, or just go for the tungsten pistol bullet, the blue one. Do not go for anything less, because you will miss out on a lot of damage. Now for the big go, I literally just add the vulnerability effect with either weak spot damage or weapon damage. And for accessories, I use the silencer, the integrated suppressor, the 8x scope, because I want to use this for long range, and the purple magazine again, because I don't want to miss on that accuracy. It drops down your accuracy to 6 points. Sorry, 7 points. And this one gives you also reload speed. That's fine with me. I don't really need the +8 more reload speed. I can have this +7 accuracy, which is absolutely great for me. I don't really care about this one. But yeah, the ammo, basically whatever you want. Just make sure it's above tungsten. That's basically it for the bingo. Now for the melee weapon, get whatever you like. If you have the fish, the white fish that makes like a frost vortex, but for you, you should always use that. It's the best, literally the best melee weapon in the game. Now for the mods on the gear. For the mods of the gear, you gotta go to the helmet. Let's see what the helmet has. It has Faithful Strike. What Faithful Strike does, it's literally cannot deal weak spot damage, crit rate +10%, and crit damage +30%. So that literally cancels out. I know it cancels out the bullseye, but it doesn't matter because you're not going to use a bullseye for anything other than getting that hit on the enemy to actually do a lot more damage or make it more vulnerable, so you can use your unstable bomber a lot more effectively. So either you're going to use this or you can go with momentum up. Momentum up is also very good. If you want to use the bingo a lot, then go for momentum up, because the bingo will be giving you the bullseye effect and you will get a lot more kills with the bingo. But if you want to go full on jaws build and just hit everything with your jaws, and you're very aggressive and you go onto the people's faces, make sure you have Faithful Strike on, because it gives you 10% more crit rate and 30% more crit damage, which is absolutely incredible. And make sure whenever you can to have crit damage on the bottom of the attribute effects. I have reload speed and weapon damage, which is fine with me. Now this, when going to the mask, this is why I've been talking about the bullseye. It doesn't matter if you don't hit the weak spots, you will still need to have the bullseye on the enemy, because you will, when we use this mod, the target strike violent when hitting marked enemies, crit rate +10% and crit damage +25%, which means whenever you hit somebody, you have more chances to trigger unstable bomber with people that have the bullseye effect on them. So as you can see, I have a crit damage +9% and max HP +6%, which is absolutely insane, by the way. It's one of the rarest pieces of attribute effects to get the max HP. So yeah, this is a pretty good mod. This is literally it. You don't really need anything else on this one. Moving on to the piece, the Shaman Vulture top. We are gonna use the HP +12%. I know I don't have any crit rate on this. I'm trying to farm it, or crit damage, sorry. I'm trying to farm it, but it's very, very hard to get HP mods on any gear. Trust me, it's one of the rarest things to get. I have 2 pieces, as you can see, only 2. But this one right here has the magazine capacity, which I really do like, because it gives me like another 1 piece of ammo on my each weapon, which is absolutely great. I also can have the weapon damage reduction. I know it's not the best one, I know, I understand, but it is what it is. I got HP +12%, which really does help me out in my game. For the pants, you really gotta use Deadshot. Deadshot is one of the best mods to use for Unstable Bomber, which means each crit hit by non-melee weapons grants 5% crit damage up to 45%. The effect is removed upon the next reload, which means when you're gonna shoot somebody, do not reload before using all your bullets, because what this will do, we just stack up your unstable bomber damage and we'll do a lot more unstable bomber damage. And also something I forgot to mention is that unstable bomber is literally being played with crit rate and crit damage. And what's the reason? Because crit rate triggers unstable bomber, and it triggers it a lot faster because you need crit to trigger unstable bomber. Crit damage means your unstable bomber will do a lot more damage. It will boost the damage of unstable bomber because it uses crit damage to do the unstable bomber effect. So make sure you have crit damage. It is very, very, very important, and also have a lot of crit rate. Now for the gloves, I'm using crit boost violent, and I have crit rate +15%, and also on the bottom I have crit damage +50%, which is literally like having the other mod. I don't remember the name exactly. I think it's crit amplifier. There you go. Crit +10%, crit damage +15%. I got very lucky here, as you can see, and I got the golden crit damage, which means I have 15% of both, so it's just a lot stronger than this one at this point. Now for the boots, I really do feel like covered advanced precision is like the best one you can use. I know it has weak spot damage on it, and I don't use weak spot on with the jaws, but I couldn't get anything better at this point. I only have one, so I gotta go farm this one as well. Make sure you get crit, status, or weapon damage on each one of your mods, attribute effects, because it is very important you have those things up and going. As you can see, when I press C on my gear set right here, I can see that crit rate is 25%, crit damage 63%. So let's use it and see the damage it does on a full clip of unstable bomber. As you can see, it literally just ramps up 66% with the unstable bomber damage. Now I am shooting a little bit slow because remember I don't have the rapid shot style. You gotta use the rapid shot style on this weapon with double crit rate, not crit damage, not weak spot damage, double crit rate. Remember guys, it's double crit rate, rapid shot style. And for the bingo, I would use rapid shot style as well with weak spot damage, because this one you can use it also with your other build. That's gonna be literally the wildfire and bingo for the PvE. So yeah, this was one test. The server is a little bit laggy. As you can see, it triggers a little bit slow, but every time you shoot, it ramps up a little bit. Now, as you can see, it doesn't really do a lot of damage. It's nothing that strong that's just gonna one-shot everybody and all the stuff like that. But remember guys, it's a target dummy. It cannot move. Imagine every time you trigger on Steel Bomber, you stun the enemy. He cannot shoot you. So you're literally just stunning him all the time. And you're destroying him. Because he takes around 45k damage. If I do have my thing out, it doesn't do any difference because they changed it. Unfortunately, for my server, it doesn't work the same as the previous server. When you have your Deviant out, it only works on the PvE. It doesn't work on PvP. Now let's head over to Cradles. For Cradles, the best thing you can use for starters is Handgun Enhancement, which damage plus 20% when holding pistols or shotguns. Advanced Barrier, I use this for my, if I'm using Momentum Up. I have this on, but I change it each time. When I'm using Momentum Up, I change it and I use something else. You can use, one of the other best things you can use is Side by Side, or you can use the Sky Operation one, which is also good. You glide faster, you jump faster, and also get damage reduction whenever you're doing it. So in PvP, that makes sense. This one I use it only for PvE because I'm using the Bingo and Wildfire on PvE, but you should have different ones if you're playing on a different server. This is like my own server specific Cradles. So the next one is Long Range Enhancement, which damage plus 20% when holding sniper rifles or crossbows. I've said before, you can use a crossbow for the bullseye. It's stronger. It gives you a lot more crit damage when you have the crossbow, but it's a lot harder to hit. So make sure you know what you're doing and you know how to shoot if you're using the crossbow. Now, these three pieces right here, they walk all the way, they walk together. This one is a tactical combo, weapon damage plus 25% for 4 seconds after switching weapons or reloading. This one, again, after reloading, instant damage, power surge, and unstable bomber 25% for 4 seconds. So these two work together perfectly. And after a unit takes damage from an unstable bomber, if the unit takes damage from a bomber within 3 seconds, final damage decreased to 25%. So this is overall just a booster of unstable bomber damage, to be honest with you. This gives you weapon damage as well. A lot of pieces here on the Cradle, they are on for PvE only. There's really not much you can use that will work better. So this is literally what I'm using. There's gonna be an extra slot, unfortunately, on our server. Even though it's PvP, there's a lot of shit that are literally PvE style. Like, what the hell are you doing, devs? What the hell are you doing? Anyways, also use sprint, movement speed plus 55%, running stamina cost minus 15%. This is also good. Now, as I've said before, you can switch Fateful Strike with momentum up, which is also great. So make sure you have some momentum up that is actually upgraded. I don't have any that's upgraded right now. So I'm going to show you with this one, which has crit damage. Momentum up means we're going to be able to do weak spot damage. So let's shoot this dummy right here with... it doesn't really get any, as you can see. I do prefer momentum up, by the way, just saying. Momentum up is a lot better because you get to shoot a lot faster. Imagine having the rapid shot style with plus 25% rapid shot. Means you can shoot a lot faster the first 50% of your bullets. Yeah, this is a lot better to use, in my opinion. Fateful Strike is not good, in my opinion, at all. I usually use momentum up in this build, even though I don't have it upgraded for some reason. I must have forgot. As you can see, it does a lot more damage because I also do weak spot damage with the unstable bomber. Now, in PvP, yes, you're not going to be able to hit all the weak spots, but if you're good at shooting, make sure you have the momentum up because it is a lot better if you hit those weak spots. Now, that was literally it, guys. Once Human right now is on a state of, let me just get to the next season, because a lot of people are just kind of bored of the season. So we're getting out with no content at all, because there's nothing new to show to you guys. You already played the game, you already know what the content is about. So I'm sorry for not making all these videos that I did before, but there's literally no content for me to focus on. Bear with me, new season is coming out in September. I'm really excited. make sure you wait for that, because I'm gonna actually make a lot of videos on that season as well, and I'm gonna see the entire thing. I probably will make a live stream of it and check the game out like live with you guys. So if you're interested, stay tuned, because when it comes out, I'm gonna be here to be playing the game. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm ScubaDaddy. Make sure you comment down below what you think of this build, and if you have any ideas how it could get any better, I'm open to any suggestions. If you have anything else that you want me to cover up in this game that you haven't seen before, make sure you comment down below in the video again, and like the video and subscribe, because it does really help me out a lot. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Adios.